All right, we're going to continue to talk about the relationship between line, shape, and how those can affect form or ultimately kind of build form or deconstruct form. So, a cylinder is a really essential building block, and I can't think of anywhere other than, no, it's probably fashion or clothing, right? The cylinder is used a lot. Like, look at me, how many cylinders am I wearing? You could definitely say a shirt is at least three, right? This is one cylinder, this is another cylinder. Now, I don't really need a fitted shirt, so this is really just a straight cylinder, but they could take material, they could take a shape out of here, and it would affect the form of this fabric. Now, the body gives the fabric form, but the fabric is crafted, right? Assembled, proportioned, right? All those balanced so that it fits on the human form. So there's a lot of different ways to think about it. But so in breaking down a cylinder, right? Like jeans are tapered different ways. Those are patterns that are based on taking cuts out of cylinders. So let's look at cylinders. Here's a cylinder. And what I'm going to look at today is these darts, all right? So a dart is when you cut some material away from a form, all right? So if I cut that away and that becomes a void, and then I squeeze it back together, what am I going to get? Well, I'm going to get a slightly tapered top to that cylinder where I took that material away, all right? Now, a slight variation on that would be to do this. If I were to cut this shape out, which is more of like a spade and shovel, I would get a reverse curve at the taper, all right? Okay, that would be a reverse curve at the taper. And then yet again, another slight variation would be this, right? That is going to give me this positive curve taper, all right? So there are some darts out there that are pretty obvious and kind of fit into clothing design, fashion, whatever you want to call it, or just understanding shape and planes in space and how you can remove material to affect the form, right? You need space to do that. And obviously we need time to have anything. So you can orchestrate these in many ways. You can take parts of them. You can invent your own kind of cuts or darts. So it can be really explorative. For example, I'm going to do two of these right here. Right? All right, so that's how things can kind of be affected by oh, that shirt has a nice cut, right? Well, what does that mean? It means there was a straight cylinder and somebody applied some darts. They patterned, they cut at that wrapped shape that is a cylinder to make it be essential to the form that it was going on. Well, we're not working with fabric, we're working with clay. So you are just going to affect the form, and then that form is going to be frozen in space. But all of these things are at your disposal, plus whatever you can come up with. As is always the case, cutting a little bit of a small piece out of a piece of clay and then seeing how it reacts is better, because then you could always cut more, all right? All right, intro to darts. Darting.